A good plan, violently executed now, is better than a perfect plan executed next week. George S. Patton. And that's how we start the next video from Flashpoint campaigns, Southern Storm and Autobahn, too far scenario. Continuing our effort to eliminate Russian troops from the objectives and trying to take back as many objectives as possible. So, as far as I remember last time, we've managed to decimate some of the leftovers, trying to cross the Yakst River. And still we have a couple of units left. Here we have two air defense elements. There's one mechanized infantry. I think we should be able to eliminate that. The thing is that if that's the unit... Okay, they are marching on leg. They are moving on legs. So we need some anti-soft targets weaponry. Preferably some kind of machine guns, 50 cals, long range weaponry. I think most of our tanks do not have range at them now. Let's see. Technically they have range, but line of sight might be limited, so somehow we should be able to eliminate them. They are also closing in to our third platoon from the third company, so we should be fine. I think the maximum range for MG3, let's take a look. So here we have 7.62mm MG3. And where it is? Okay, so G3 rifle has 500 meters range and MG3 600 meters range. So yeah, they should be in range quite soon. So hopefully we'll be able to eliminate them. And other than that, I think we are not supposed to do anything. Two objectives are taken back. We don't have enough time to take back other objectives. We can of course risk to send our scouts. We have still around 47 minutes. They should come there in about 32 minutes to the objective, of course, I mean. So if we grab that objective back, that would be perfect. But anything else except that, I think it's out of our reach. Quick look at artillery though. What about ammunition? Okay, plenty of ammunition. And they are on call. Okay, let's go to my mortar platoon as well. Here we have plenty of ammo as well. Okay, so I'm thinking about calling in some strike at those locations. Since we are running out of time, I think this is a good idea to do so. Okay, so barrage, my new lovely word, and we are going to barrage. I think this two locations, unless we can bombard three. Let's commit. Let's switch to neutralizing. 96 rounds, perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Yeah, that's enough. So almost all rounds will be used to eliminate them. Duration 4 minutes, perfect. And now let's go to the third company, and we will give them also the order to barrage some area, and that area will be... I would like to barrage that hex, and that hex. Okay, and here we have only 72 rounds, so we'll switch to neutralizing for that. 72, so around 25 rounds. Okay, so let's go for 25 rounds. 25 rounds. That's 50. We have 22 left. Let's switch to neutralizing, so shorter duration of time and also 20 rounds on the last hex. Okay, that's the idea. I don't know whether it's according with military doctrine, but nothing else comes to my mind. And that's it. We can also take a look at intelligence, enemy sit rep. And now we are interested in number 3, 1 HQ only, okay. Number 2, we have 4 Recce and 2 HQ, and number 1, 2 infantry, 1 HQ, and 3 air defense systems. Okie dokie. What about reported kills and claims? 212 in total. That looks decent. I think that's it. we can continue, and maybe we'll manage to finish that scenario today. Let's start it, and let's observe. Oh, here we have tanks. Ooh, wow. Ooh, wow. Yeah, so our recon element got destroyed, but we found out enemy infantry and also tanks stationing on those objectives. The good news is that we have them in range now. Our tanks are able to engage them, which is beautiful. Perfection, absolute perfection. And also we are expecting some bombardment to land here. Okay, that's enemy artillery fire. This is fine. We got used to that. Let's go, my tanks. Come on. You missed too much. Okay, beautiful. Keep it up, guys. Keep it up. We should see quite soon the artillery bombardment. There are still plenty of elements in the open field north of Yaxt River. Can my tanks support them as well? Okay, and that's our bombardment. Okay, let's see. Okay, there's still a small delay. Good. Around 25 rounds will land on that objective. Our tanks still engaging. Reduced to 3 units only. Are they retreating now? We don't have such information available, I think. Okay, again our tanks, good. 2 more kills. I'm sorry, it looks like the unit is gone, but I still think that there's single element left. Yeah, because based on log, I can see in down right corner, it says that only 2 targets are claimed. So yeah, there's still 1 unit. Also a lot of enemy units are trying to retreat. Would be great if you could engage them. So we have HQ, some little infantry element. Okay, and that infantry element is now intercepted by our 3rd platoon from the 3rd company stationing in the objective, on the objective. Also plenty of artillery fire. Unfortunately, we will not have enough ammunition to direct our artillery fire on that objective here, the crossing of B29 and B290 highways. Okay, again, small arms fire, good. Element destroyed. So now it's only 1 air defense system coming that way as well, so small arms fire should be enough. And that's ongoing barrage. 9 minutes left still. Okay, nothing else is going on. I'm quite curious how many troops we've managed to destroy. And how many is left? I'm pretty sure there's plenty of artillery left, that's obvious. Okay, here we have some wrecked forces, but now our anti-tank platoon engaging, actually single vehicle. Okay, they've managed to run away to the town, which is called, I have no idea what, because I can see the name. And still, little bombardment. There was no information about critical losses on enemy side, which means that they still have enough forces to operate, but also they have plenty of artillery, so trying to reach the critical loss information, that could be a bit more challenging. Okay, so we know about enemy tanks hiding here. We could try to push our tanks, but that would be a bit close range, a bit too close range, and I think we would probably lose our tank platoon if we get so close to them. We have information that there are 6 tanks around. We could try it, but there's 21 minutes left, so also not enough time to engage. Let's quickly check the ammunition. Okay, 12 rounds left. That's the second company. What about third? 10 rounds left. Well, what about... Let's cancel that order. I think we have enough time to give a new one. Barrage, boom, here. We'll try to concentrate the ammunition which is left on that objective. Let's assign 10 rounds. Duration 4 minutes. Let's decrease it down to 2. Let's maximize the effort. Let's apply. That barrage will start in about 5 minutes. Okay, and let's go to second company. Let's delete that order. Let's request a new one. Also neutralizing. Actually, let's decrease it down to... Wait a second. First assign ammunition. 12 rounds for 2 minutes. And they will start firing exactly at the same time. So that's fine. Around 24 rounds will land on that location. Now, let's go also to my mortar platoon. I think we can also support them. How many rounds we have here? I mean, what caliber? That's the great question. 120mm Temple. I don't know whether it's effective against tanks, but since that mortar is doing completely nothing, let's try to use its ammunition dealing with that target. Also, we could try to engage the soft target here. Let's concentrate fire over there. 60 rounds? That's a lot. What about 60 rounds here and 60 rounds here on those tanks? Sounds like a plan? Maybe. Okay, let's... oh my god, cancel. Let's barrage that location and also that. Boom, let's commit. Both neutralizing 60 rounds each. Oh, duration 15 minutes? Oh, because that's the suppression. Neutralizing, please. Yep, and that's how we are going to do. Hopefully we'll synchronize. We don't know where exactly that unit is. It's moving towards that hex. So, well, preferably that should be somewhere the forward observer or JTAC. JTAC is mostly used by air assets, but forward observer, artillery forward observer, which could coordinate the fire here. And that would be perfect. So we can perfectly synchronize your artillery effort with enemy movements. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure there is some kind of correction of fire. If that happens, I think we've experienced that a couple of times. But still, we don't have exact information where that unit will be there. So, is that corrected under the hood? I don't know. Either way, let's apply. There's no other option. 21 minutes left, so actually we can just run the cycle and that's it. And the scenario is over. I'm just curious about Citrep. Give information to 1, 2, 4. Okay, 2. Let's start with 2. 1 tank, 1 infantry, and 2 HQ. Okay. Number 4, 6 tanks and 1 HQ. Fair enough. Number 3 over here, east of Hardbook. Number 3 is 1 infantry, 1 HQ, 2 AD. And number 1, 7 Recce and 2 HQ. 7. Well, that's a lot. How many additional kills since last time? 13. Because it was 212, now it's 225. Okay. We found our losses, which is beautiful. Well, let's start the cycle and let's finish the scenario. Yep, it will finish exactly when the phase is over. Okay, looks like our mortar fire might be synchronized quite well with enemy HQ movement. Let's see. Okay. Good, we've managed to destroy one more tank. And now our mortars are firing at enemy HQ. Okay, so far no claims. They definitely feel pressure. Okay, now we've managed to destroy one target. That was 12.7 millimeter heavy machine gun. Okay. And now HQ is squirted. Okay, fair enough. We are still keep firing, that's good. 15 minutes left. Okay, and now contact lost. Okay. So our mortars moved fire to the objective. And let's see. I don't think those Tampalas will be enough to eliminate tanks. But still, this is quite high caliber. For the mortar, that's the heavy mortar, I think. 8 minutes left. Nothing is really going on because plenty of units are already obliterated. Yep, and that's it. Let's see the information. Brigadier General Angerhofer, commanding Panzergrenadier Brigade 13. You and your forces obtained a contested result. You should be aware that command considers your performance and balance to be tolerable. Okay, well, fair enough. Panzergrenadier Brigade 13 finished the battle with 76% by victory points value, 66% by number of its subunits combat ready. It claimed 17 Recce, 6 Kilo, 79 tanks, 55 APCs, 34 infantry, 3 anti-tank HHQ, 14 air defense, 3 RT, and 9 utility enemy subunits. The amount of tanks is absolutely superb. Yeah, or horrifying for the enemies. Your force took very heavy losses. If those are heavy losses, okay, 7% permanent, 27% fallen out, and must retreat for considerable time to recover the 71 subunits that have fallen out. Well, sometimes I do not agree with those battle results and the definition of win. I think that by eliminating 6 helos, 79 tanks, 55 APCs, and 34 infantry and more other assets, 14 air defense assets, that's a lot. That's so valuable for the enemies. I think that we actually achieved high success despite the losses. We almost haven't lost no tanks, any tank. I think maybe 2 or so were destroyed. Maybe more than 2, 3 maximum. I think based on what I've seen. And we've lost some martyrs and some units, but still, well, how many martyrs? Let's see, 3 here, 3 here, so we have 9. 3 more, so I'm sorry, 3, 6. Yeah, math is tough. Then we have another 3 here, which is 9. Uh, Here I think we have only 1, so that's another 2. Well, for more than dozen APCs or IFVs, which are not the state-of-the-art machines, really, I think this is absolutely fantastic result. No other losses. Almost all HQs are fine. So couple of mortars, yeah, of course, but come on, most of our tanks are intact. So well, but okay, this is what it is. We've lost a lot of objectives. I think if we manage to keep that objective, that would be fine. That's the biggest mistake by me, but well, I couldn't avoid it because my central region was purely protected. I thought that I can slow them down when they try to reach to those objectives, but as you've seen, they were pushing really hard to those objectives, so I couldn't even stop them. So that was initial mistake. But either way, let's proceed. And now let's see where are enemy units. So here we have victory status and conditions. I don't think we need to go through that. Butcher's Bill, and that's something very, very interesting. So let's start with enemy HQ. 15 is still active, so 9 destroyed. I think this is okay. Mostly those HQs were supporting units on the ground. I think this is quite similar to Russian doctrine, how their HQs are operating. Usually, they suffer a lot of losses in high command, so it's a bit different from NATO's approach. Then we have Recce, 20 destroyed, but enemy Recce units are hiding really well, so it's not easy to find them and eliminate. Look at that, we have some Recce forces here. Here we have tanks, by the way. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. So here is some HQ element as well, reconnaissance. Here we have another 3 units left. There is a single one left. There are some Reiki forces also hiding. So yeah, it is what it is. What's next? What's next? So in terms of tanks, they've deployed 98 tanks and only 19 is left. I think this is a sublime result. So here we have 4 tanks left for T-72. There are 2 left, and there's 7 more stationing on the main objective. So yeah, that's what I thought. But I don't think we could take it back. We would need to attack through terrain, which, well, it's good for infantry to defend, but for tanks to operate, I don't think so. Especially with the fire support on enemy side. So yeah. Next, 61 APCs deployed, almost all of them destroyed, only 6 is left. 54 infantry, only a single unit survived, which is great. Self-prepared RT, we didn't have assets to fight with enemy artillery. But as I've said, I've mentioned, I think once or twice that, I think once, that counter battery fire uh, doesn't need to be effective. I mean, the thing about counter battery fire is that you have to assign your own assets to fight with enemy artillery, which uh, takes away from you the call for fire tactic, the call for fire approach. So if your ground units want to request artillery support, they cannot really do that because all of the artillery is consolidated on eliminating enemy artillery. So I know it is done on the battlefield, but for example, Robert Leonhardt, I've mentioned many times, complained a lot on counter battery idea that you are consolidating all your artillery assets, making a massive blob of mass fire and trying to wipe out enemy artillery. And usually on the Russian side, they have more artillery than NATO. So whether it makes sense or not, it depends. I would rather prefer to use the maneuver tactics. So the maneuver approach. I'm sorry, my nose is surprisingly stuck. I don't know what's going on. So either way, so as I've said, by maneuver tactics, the best way to eliminate enemy artillery assets is simply to overrun them. There is no point to fight tube versus tube. It's better to break enemy lines or have some maneuver forces, extraordinary forces, to outmaneuver enemies, penetrate their lines, and simply overrun the artillery. This is the best approach. Imagine that we have, I don't know, company of light infantry, which can move very quickly. We simply send them to Baldern through those forests, and we are attacking the enemy artillery in the close combat, and they shouldn't stand any chance in such terrain, especially with infantry or light infantry. That would be perfect. But it is what it is. Let's continue. Then we have RT, those were mortars. No self-prepared AT, some ATs, well, all destroyed, so 4 of them. Then only 5 air defense assets survived, 14 destroyed, that's a lot, as I've mentioned. 6 helos, attack helos, that's also a lot. We didn't have a single one, so utility tracks survived, that's fine, and depots survives because, well, not enough range to engage long range targets. So that's it about Butcher's Bill. You can examine all of that. You can see there's plenty of interesting information. I don't want to read it, but yeah, you can see different types of tanks. It looks like, yeah, they've deployed mostly or only T-72B and T-72BM. So those are decent tanks, not gonna lie. And we've managed to eliminate almost all of them, which is great. In my opinion, that's the great result. Okay. Scenario description, final report. We can close it. Boom. And what's next? Let's go through the map very quickly. So Okay, some assets left here. Here we can see how many Gvozdikas. So 6. Okay, so 18 self-prepared artists stationing in that forest together with HQ. Then we have some massive HQs in the background. Those are mostly depots. So yeah, if we had long-range artillery, absolutely fine to try to attack them or bring in attack helicopters. Of course, they are positioned quite nicely because for even for attack helicopters, that would be the tough target. I think the air assets, some closer support would be better, but still, we should remember that they have plenty of air defense assets with them. Do they have here? Let's see. 6 APC, 6 HQ, 11 utility. They have even tanks in those HQs, but I do not see air defense systems though, which is quite weird. Okay, so looks like even helicopters would be enough if we approach from the right direction and keep the distance. Of course, we would need to overwhelm them because there's plenty of different units, but still that would be doable. Here on the other side, only leftovers, not too much. I think if we send our third and fourth platoon from the second company, probably we would be able to take those objectives back. At least those two, the woodland here, and the edge of the forest on the right side, as well. Also, we would be able to spot them, so there would be a chance for our tanks to engage them. Yeah, absolutely. For example, second platoon, fourth company, enough range. Same for first platoon, fourth company. We would be able to hit those targets to provide fire support for our infantry. But I wasn't sure about that, so I was expecting that they are defending the northern approach or some units are hiding here. I was worried about tanks that they can station here. So if we closed in, they would smash us because we are operating with platoons which are quite small, and they do not have enough firepower with them. So I was worried. I preferred to preserve them and instead of attacking and sending them to death, there wasn't enough reconnaissance in the area to make such a decision. Maybe that wasn't too bold decision, but still. And I think, well, that's it. We can also take a look at reported kills and claims. In total, we've managed to destroy 228 enemy assets. Oh, unit awards and citations. I haven't noticed that before. Oh, look at that. Our two anti-tank platoons. So the first one earned two citations for effectiveness. The other one only one. Then we have artillery earned a citation for effectiveness. Third company as well. Then we have, well, those are tanks. Again, citation for effectiveness. And here we have, oh, those are scouts, and they has earned an award. They have earned the award for valor and sacrifice. Was that the one trying to attack the objective or take it back? Probably. But either way, those are great results. And I think we can also confirm that bulk of kills, again, king of the battlefield, which is artillery. 155mm tubes. This is absolutely devastating firepower as long as you can coordinate it nicely. I know that a lot of those barrages were useless, but if we had enough reconnaissance in the area, we could spot the target and provide the information for artillery. We could really smash those units. So 35 claims and 29. I think this is an amazing result. And I've noticed that all of the scenarios prove that correctly, that artillery is devastating firepower. This is the best way to eliminate enemies. Of course, our anti-tank platoon, the first one, managed to got 29 kills as well. 16 tanks and 9 mechanized equipment. So this is superb result. Lightly equipped vehicles equipped with ATGMs managed to destroy 16 tanks and 9 other APCs or IAVs. I think this is great result. Regarding our tanks, they had less work to do, but still good 13, 12 claims, 7 here. Still, this is a decent result, but as I've said, artillery absolutely beast of the battlefield. Okay, and I think that's it. 30 minutes is now on my timer. Scenario is over, and I think we can finish it. So I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully see you in the next scenario. I don't know when and which scenario, but probably I will continue that. It depends. So either way, once again, thank you for the whole scenario, and hopefully see you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.